All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're gonna talk about the saga, which is Canelo Alvarez, and how he explodes on the media for fake news that was released yesterday about him agreeing to certain fights. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to talk about one of the great mysteries of boxing. Who will Canelo Alvarez fight next, and why does ESPN and Mike Coppinger keep releasing news that you know they're making up? No, I don't know if they're making up or not. However, man, his sources, these guys' sources are, their sources. Doesn't mean that they're always going to hit home. And that is a very reasonable thing. However, in this instance, Canelo Alvarez comes out and debunks a lot of things that people were saying yesterday. But before we get into the meat of the video, though, let me say thank you again, subscribers, for supporting the channel in the videos and in the live streams that we do every day. Also, please, if you're not subscribed, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the bell icon and select all notifications so that you can be notified of when we release more videos. All right, so here's the deal. Canelo Alvarez yesterday was said to have received an increased offer from the PBC for a Charlo fight with Canelo Alvarez, and then a David Benavidez fight with Canelo Alvarez for $100 million. This was released by Dan Rayfield, formerly of ESPN. And after that, Mike Coppinger immediately comes out, who is currently with ESPN, and says that is not true. Canelo Alvarez turned down the $100 million deal a week ago, or 10 days ago is what he said. That was turned down 10 days ago. And then later on in the afternoon says that Canelo Alvarez has signed a deal to fight Bivol and Gennady Golovkin with DAZN. However, Bivol has signed his contract, and Gennady Golovkin, as of yet, has not signed his contract. And in order for it to be official, all three people have to sign. This is what Mike Coppinger says. Later that evening, out comes Canelo Alvarez, and he tags Mike Coppinger and says, "Please stop lying to the people. I have not agreed to anything. I did not say, and I'm going to go get a little bit, add a little bit to it." He's basically saying, I have not agreed to anything. Let alone have they not agreed. I have not agreed, and I'm still negotiating. So I'm still negotiating. I will let you know the day that I sign it, when I sign. Right? He said the day I sign, I'll let you know what I sign. So as of right now, officially out of the mouth of Canelo Alvarez, he has not agreed to fight Bivol. He has not agreed to fight Gennady Golovkin. He has not agreed to fight Charlo. He has not agreed to fight David Benavidez. It's still up in the air what he's going to do because he is still negotiating. Now, here is my take on this. Again, and I told you the first time that I did this video about sources. We all have sources. We can all talk to somebody that is going to tell us what they've heard close in hands to the fighters, but you are never really going to know until they actually do it, right? But the thing that struck me yesterday about this was that Dan Rayfield, when he said that there was an increased offer for $100 million for a two-fight deal with Charlo and David Benavidez, right? He said increased offer. Now, Mike Coppinger said, no, that had been turned down 10 days ago. However, I read Mike Coppinger's tweets, and a lot of Mike Coppinger's tweets are quoted by a lot of people, right? You can't miss it. They come out on ESPN, just in case Mike Coppinger wants to block me. They come out on ESPN. So I went back and I looked, and it was 8 days ago that Mike Coppinger said that it was a one fight $45 million deal, $45 million deal that was rejected, and they were considering a 2-fight $100 million deal from DAZN. So, reasonable question. If this offer that Dan Rafael said was an improved offer, and Dan Rafael and Mike Coppinger says, oh, that was rejected 10 days ago. Why didn't he know it 8 days ago when he said the fight was a one fight deal for $45 million? Right? Either Mike Coppinger didn't know that it was a 2-fight deal, did not know that it was a 2-fight deal for $100 million, or it was a $45 million deal, and then what Dan Rafael said was correct, that the offer was improved. Now, here's the thing. How do you know what the truth of the matter is? You don't. But how do you figure out what is most likely the truth of the matter? What did Canelo Alvarez say? Who has absolutely no reason to lie? Canelo Alvarez does not have to break news for views. Does not have to appear to be the reporter that has the closest to the inside source so you can listen to them for all your boxing news, right? He doesn't have to do it. He's Canelo. He gets paid off the fights, not off tweets. So what he says is, I'm still negotiating. I haven't agreed to anything. I'm still negotiating. That's the same thing that Eddie Reynoso said when Mike Coppinger originally said that it was a 45 deal, but he was leaning more originally when Mike Coppinger said that he was leaning towards Jamal Charlo fight, right? Which is the original rumor that had come out. Because Mike Coppinger's been all on top of this story. Why? Because it's Canelo Alvarez and it's the biggest name of boxing. No problem with that. It's very, very big news who he's going to fight next. However, what's most reasonable to believe, in my opinion, is exactly what Canelo Alvarez is saying, that he is still negotiating. And it's also reasonable, since he's still negotiating, that he's not shut off any one particular person, right? Why would he say to PBC, no, I don't want that deal. Stop talking to me. I'm not going to listen to anything else you have to say, right? He could say, hey, look, man, I'm getting offered by this from DAZN. Can you beat this? Oh, I'm getting this from the PBC. Can you beat this? Right? And go back and forth until he decides, while he's training, knowing that he's going to fight. Wait around until he gets the best offer and everything works out. And he's negotiating with both people at the same time. It seems to me that certain people just want to cut off the notion that he could be negotiating at all with the PBC and that everything is Matchroom and his Matchroom's got this thing on lock. That to me sounds like somebody that is, kind of maybe pushing the envelope a little bit for one guy or the other. I can't say exactly what it is. However, I wouldn't be surprised if he went either direction. And honestly, he's going to get paid a ton of money for either one of those scenarios. And there's nothing wrong with him negotiating for the absolute best deal. But do remember this, that the same people said that he wasn't going to fight, that the fight with Caleb Plant was dead in the water and absolutely done, and he was going to be fighting Gennady Golovkin. He was going to take a 2-fight deal with DAZN. That's what they said before the last Canelo Alvarez fight, the fight where he turned around and fought Caleb Plant. We literally already went through this whole hullabaloo for the last Canelo Alvarez fight. So anyway, that is the latest update, and that is that he's still negotiating with both parties. Hopefully, I want to see the Charlo fight. I'm just going to tell you, that is a personal thing with me. I'm not going to bash Canelo or call him this, that, and the other thing for fighting whoever he wants to fight. At this point in time, obviously I just believe he should fight Charlo, because I'm going to leave it at that. I just want to see that fight, okay? The David Benavidez fight, I'm good with that fight. If he fights Bivol, I don't want to see that fight. I would rather see him fight the guys in his own weight class or around his own weight class, because, certain people are impressed with Bivol. I'm just not that impressed by Bivol, and honestly, I think it's probably an easier fight for him. There's nothing really special about Bivol. He's not a big puncher. He's not particularly fast. I'm just not that impressed with the guy, and I've already seen the Gennady Golovkin fight. But at the end of the day, Canelo's going to do what he wants to do. I'm going to watch any of the fights that get made. I just hope that he takes the Charlo fight. Anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section, and with that, I'm out. Peace.